give you a little bit of an update and some things that I've done. So actually, I'll just grab the camera while I'm thinking about it. I had my dad help because it was an extreme pain on my own. So I got some help with getting the new harness in. So this is the, like I said, I believe it's a wiring specialties harness. It is in the car. What I need to do is get this on there and tape that up. I'll do that off camera, not that big a deal. So we had to pull that new super thick battery cable through, give us a little more room. It was not easy. It would have been more difficult if they didn't have this sick connector here on the inside that has all this, like, I don't know, dash stuff or whatever. I need to figure out some instructions on this to make sure that I'm doing it right. But this came off, so like these extra connectors didn't have to get shoved through that hole, which was fantastic, because pulling them out with this other harness was not fun. So we got that, and you may have seen it, but I also picked up a stock seat. I talked about it before. I had a GT86 seat that I was going to try to make fit, but with the unique way that S chassis are designed, I would have had to, it's really dark in here, bend the mounting points on the 8.6 seat to fit here, and basically cut and weld the new one over there. And since I don't have those tools available to me, I didn't do it. So I went searching and luckily found one on Marketplace. Got it for what I feel is a good price. I found another one where this guy was selling both fronts and the back. He didn't really want to split it up. It was asking way too much money, in my opinion. Like, I could have bought a aftermarket bucket seat for the amount of money he was asking for these interior bits. And even just doing the front two, he wouldn't separate it at all. Kind of sucked. So I found this one. It does not match. Like, it's a different interior trim. I've got the confetti ones, or whatever you want to call it. The little hash marks. Whatever, I don't care. It's a seat, it's going to fit, and it's going to work. But I do need to clean it up because the bottom, like the rails and all that, are a bit rusty. It's not like awful, and I could get away with it, but I don't want that rust to like leak and spread into other areas of the car, because this chassis is rust free, like I've said before. So I'm going to try to clean that up and maybe try to repaint it with something, or at least some rust inhibitor, just to stop it from getting worse. And then, you know, I'll lube up the rails and whatever else. But I'm gonna get that in there. The ECU, as of recording, is in Florida at RS Enthalpy, getting checked out, getting the tune checked on it, to make sure that I don't mess up the timing really and putting everything together the way it should be. So once I get that back, then I will finish assembling this. And then ideally we can get this, finish putting this back together, because I had it mostly together. Get this done, and I'm gonna hook up as many like oil ports on the outside as I can that I know of, like for the turbo, and then the cooler thing here, I might just loop a hose there so that goes somewhere. I honestly don't know. And then I'll spin it over with like an impact gun or something, make sure oil gets everywhere and there's no like crazy leaks anywhere. Make sure everything sounds okay before I do the whole thing of install the engine and start it up and then something's wrong. So as much as I can, I want to make sure everything's good before it's in the car. So I do still need to get the drain hose on. I can do that in this. And yeah, it's a bit of an update. Got a lot going on. And as always, I don't say this all the time, but if anybody knows anything about this, like, please yell at me in the comments, because I really am clueless. Not really completely clueless, but I don't know a lot of what's going on. This is all new for me, not the S chassis in its entirety, but the whole RB swap and all that. This is a lot. So I'm doing what I can and doing everything in my power to make sure I don't put this together and then it blows up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that line, I'm going to put that on there, and then we'll see about cleaning out that seat. So as I said, I got the Hi-Octane no drill head drain. It is from Australia, and I'm going to try to get this on the stand here, which is going to be interesting. Do I need to, I wonder if I need to pre-lube that. I'm going to do it just in case. It is an O-ring, so I don't think it's going to hurt to have it lubricated, so it doesn't tear. So we'll get this on here before it goes in the car. Why is that so complicated? Okay, it's started. Now I'm gonna grab a wrench. I know you're supposed to have aluminum wrenches for this or whatever, but I don't have one. Alright. So these are 10 AN, and a 1-inch wrench seems to work great. Alright, those are tight. I have some wiggle room, you know, for both sides. That'll be good, just in case. So this is on here now. This has a swivel on it, which is nice. Then it goes in here. I'm hoping that gives me enough room for everything. And yeah, should be all right. We'll see how that goes. I suppose I could also throw on the exhaust manifold. I don't see why not. I'm guessing this is for turbo either. This should be the feed, I would guess. I don't know. Got a little banjo bolt here. We'll just leave that there for now. No, I'm sorry, this damn thing is always crying about getting too hot. So I made some quick settings changes. But manifold on, so I'm gonna run the bolts up, which I set somewhere. There they are. The nuts. I don't know what all this is though. I might be screwing myself here, but we'll see. Got a bunch of threaded holes here that might need something in them. I think it's safe to assume these have a torque spec, so I will find that and then we'll use that. Alright, so this thing keeps crying about being too hot, but got the manifold on. There is a torque spec. I tried to follow it as much as I could. It was like 28 or something Newton meters, or 24. So I got them on there, but this one could not get to with a torque wrench, so I just kind of tried to make it feel the same with my ratcheting wrench. But I think with that we're going to leave this. I don't want to go too far because I'm thinking some of this stuff here is going to get in the way of the valve covers when I do put those back on, and hell, this might even get in the way. We'll see. I just want to get more on there. If I got to take it off, put it back on, whatever, it's what I got to do. So this is going to sit for now until I get confirmation from Enthalpy about what to do. Suppose I could throw the oil filter on, but that's just small stuff that doesn't really matter. For now, at least.